The Crucible by Arthur Miller. Summary. The Crucible is a play by Arthur Miller, written in 1953, which serves as an allegory for the anti-communist hysteria of the McCarthy era. Set during the Salem witch trials of 1692, the play examines the consequences of mass hysteria, false accusations, and the destructive power of rigid ideology in the Puritan community of Salem, Massachusetts. Through the tragic story of John Proctor and other townsfolk, Miller explores themes of integrity, hypocrisy, and the perils of extremism. Plot summary. 1. Rumors of witchcraft and initial accusations. The play opens with Reverend Parris discovering his daughter Betty and his niece Abigail Williams, along with other girls, dancing in the forest. Rumors of witchcraft spread quickly, especially when Betty falls mysteriously ill. Fearing for their reputation, Abigail and the girls accuse others of witchcraft to avoid punishment. As accusations increase, Reverend Hale, an expert in witchcraft, is called to investigate. 2. The power of mass hysteria and Abigail's manipulation. Abigail, the play's primary antagonist, uses the situation to her advantage. Motivated by a past affair with John Proctor and her lingering feelings for him, she accuses his wife, Elizabeth Proctor, hoping to remove her and rekindle her romance with John. Abigail manipulates the other girls into corroborating her claims, and the girls' feigned visions and possessions convince the town of the presence of witchcraft. 3. The arrests and John Proctor's struggle. As accusations escalate, the court, led by Judge Danforth and Judge Hathorne, begins arresting people based on minimal or fabricated evidence. Elizabeth Proctor is arrested after Abigail accuses her of witchcraft. John Proctor, desperate to save his wife and expose Abigail's deceit, admits to their affair in an attempt to discredit her. However, his plan backfires when Elizabeth, trying to protect John's reputation, denies knowing of the affair, casting doubt on his testimony. 4. The trials and moral dilemmas. As more citizens are accused and face execution, some confess to witchcraft to save their lives, while others, like Rebecca Nurse and Giles Corey, refuse to lie and are executed. John is ultimately arrested as well. He faces a moral dilemma: he can falsely confess to witchcraft to avoid execution or refuse to confess and die with his integrity intact. John initially decides to confess to save himself but retracts his confession when he realizes it will serve to justify the court's actions and harm his good name. 5. The tragic end and Proctor's redemption. In the final scene, Proctor chooses to preserve his integrity, tearing up his confession and going to the gallows. Elizabeth, understanding his desire for redemption, supports his choice, realizing he has reclaimed his sense of honor. The play ends with Proctor's execution, underscoring the tragic consequences of hysteria and the cost of moral courage. Key themes. 1. Hysteria and mass paranoia. The Crucible demonstrates how fear and suspicion can spiral into hysteria, leading to irrational behavior and the breakdown of societal trust. The witch trials symbolize the danger of collective paranoia and the ease with which reason is sacrificed in the face of fear. 2. Integrity and personal honor. John Proctor's struggle with his sense of guilt and his ultimate decision to uphold his integrity highlight the importance of personal honor and self-respect. His choice to die rather than live a lie emphasizes the play's message about the necessity of standing by one's principles, even at great personal cost. 3. The power of authority and corruption. The play critiques the misuse of authority, as the judges and court officials use their power to uphold their positions rather than seek justice. The court's rigid adherence to ideology and refusal to consider the truth reflect the dangers of unchecked power. 4. Hypocrisy and judgment. Through characters like Reverend Parris and Judge Danforth, Miller highlights the hypocrisy in Salem's Puritan society, where public virtue conceals private sin. The play condemns the way individuals judge others while ignoring their own flaws. Conclusion. The Crucible, by Arthur Miller, is a powerful allegory that critiques the dangers of ideological extremism, mass hysteria, and the moral compromises that come with maintaining power. Through John Proctor's tragic fate, Miller underscores the importance of integrity and the high cost of standing up against oppression. The play remains a timeless exploration of the consequences of fear-driven persecution and the resilience of human dignity.